bus now to Campervan, where we need to change to get another bus to go to Tarragona. So it's about 20 minutes on the bus from the site to Campervan, and then another 30 minutes on the bus from Campervan to Tarragona. So catch you up when we get to Tarragona.
Hi.
As usual, very talkative, Michelle. Bye. So this is called Rambla Nova. So if you get the bus into Tarragona and you go to the main bus stop, you just leave the main bus stop, head towards Rambla La Nova, and that brings you down all the way to the front. You'll know you're here because there's a big statue of Roger La Lorena. Rog the Dodge is at the end of the street here. And you turn left here and go towards the historical part of Tarragona, which we're going to head to shortly. So now we're just approaching the historic area of Tarragona. This is the view as we're going backwards towards the harbour. Looks like somebody just got married. I wonder if that's the bride. That's the bride and groom. It's the photographer there. Yeah. Just got married. Ah, here's the wedding car here, the black one. This is the Tarragona Castle, UNESCO site that we're going to be entering soon. Built by, I believe, the Romans. So we're going to head towards the Roman part of Tarragona, which is just off the harbour. And from this point here, you can see out to sea. So if there was any invaders come in, that would be a great point to see them. It's now home to the pigeons. So we'll see where this road takes us and see if it takes us where we want to go. We're heading towards the amphitheatre. So just at the end of Rambla Nova is the Roman Amphitheatre. So you can imagine how the gladiators would have fought. People cheering on. So hopefully you're going to give one of them rather than one of them. The floor would have been where those two people would have been standing. That's where the gladiators would have fought. And then if you can see the channel underneath there, that's where the gladiators would have been kept and then brought up to fight in this arena. Just a Sunday afternoon out watching some gladiators get killed. When in Rome. So this, as I say, is at the bottom end of the Rambla Nova, right overlooking the sea. Some great views. So this is the old part of Tarragona. We've moved away from the high-rised new builds and we're now into the old streets. And around every corner there's a little find. Looks like that was a church at one point. Some small streets there. So we'll continue up here. I do like these old street lamps. You've got to admire the Spanish telephone system. I mean, it's just health and safety. Look at that, I'm just about to walk right underneath it and it's just above me there. And then I thought, well, instead of tacking the wire to the wall, well, let's just take the shortest route. You know, it doesn't matter if you can't open your window, but saves a bit of money on wiring. These are more of the outer wall. So now we're entering the old town. Nice Roman centurion. A few tapas bars around. There's another part of the wall here. So this is Tarragona's Cathedral, which was built in the 1200s and stands on the grounds of an old Roman temple. The Romans built a compound for their military on the top of the hill. If these houses weren't here, which obviously were built after the Roman time, then you would be able to see directly out to the sea. So this is the cathedral here. There's obviously an old building here that's getting renovated. I'm not sure if it's getting renovated or if that wall's just been held up, because it would seem like this has been here for quite a while. The cathedral was built in 12th century, and it's built in the style of a basilica inside. It's got side chapels to either side of the cathedral, and these figures that are borne the outside, I can't really find out who they are. I'm assuming that is the Virgin Mary in the middle. I'm not sure if these are the apostles, but if anybody can let me know in the comments, that would be great. Obviously this is quite an impressive building. So we're going to have a little wander around, see what the side's like. But this is the main entrance. And you can imagine back in the day, before those houses were built, that you would have a great view down to the sea from this cathedral. Tarragona is a UNESCO site of heritage because there's a number of buildings within the old city. The Romans had Tarragona as the capital of this peninsula. Oh, you couldn't have timed it better. It's got the gargoyles on the outside. This is one of the side chapels to the cathedral, and it's got orange trees. Wow. you know, these buildings are ancient and they're still standing. So these look like the Spanish Steps in Rome. And obviously we're in Spain, so I just wonder if that's where the name came from, given the fact that this was a major Roman town back in the day. I know this camera hasn't got smelly vision, but the smells around here are absolutely gorgeous. Food's being cooked. That wonderful mural there. This is what we can smell. We can smell nougat being made. That's what you can smell, isn't it? It smells absolutely gorgeous. So every corner you turn, there's something new to see. Quite an impressive building at the end there. More of the old Roman wall. I mean, the area is spotless. So this is the tunnel that enters you into the circus. Obviously, we're only seeing a part of the circus because the rest of it has been taken away. So in here, you've got the inner tunnel. So now we're heading up to the Circus, Tarragona, which was used for chariot racing, and it's the largest circus, Roman circus, in Europe. So it says. So this wasn't really what I was expecting. Obviously this is just one part of it, but as you can see on the wall there, it's depicting what it would have looked like. So this is a museum as well. So let's see if we can get inside. These two stones are in memory to two chariot champions who rode the chariots around the circus. They tied the reins to the hands or to the wrists to help them control the chariots, and they also had curved knives should there be an accident while the chariot was being raced, that would be able to cut straps off their wrists. So this is where the chariots would enter the arena, through this tunnel and up into the actual arena. So now we are inside the arena. On the other side of this wall is the amphitheatre down at the bottom towards the coast. And then up here, what's it saying there, Shell?
About the circus. How many teams went out?
How many teams?
4 colours. Green, blue, red and white. Represented the 4 seasons. Spring, summer, autumn and winter.
So the
12 chariots in the race.
12.
Symbolising the 12 months of the year. And 12 signs of the zodiac.
So there's 12 chariots, 4 teams.
48 people.
and they generally get crowds, always getting crowds of 125,000 spectators. The actual circus was for the region, so people came from miles around to these events, and this is how it was advertised that the chariots would run. There would be 4 horses pulling a chariot and 12 chariots per race.
And it was free to get in.
And it was free. The rich paid for the peasants.
Increasing their status.
Wow.
The political life of the city.
Wow.
And the state government. So they paid.
They paid. Not like today, where it seems like the poorer or the working man has to pay for everybody else. The rich people actually looked after the people back in the day, to a certain extent, I suppose. I'm not sure if the charioteers, if they're called that, had a choice as to whether they were in the race or not. I'm assuming that it was slaves. One can imagine that there is a lot of work to be done to keep these type of sites open. And then that would lead through here. So you can see. Oh, I thought this was an optical illusion, but it's not. It's a tunnel. Well, this tunnel is going under the new houses. So I've just turned the backlight up a little bit. I can listen, I won't say anything. So now we're going to an audio visual. So hopefully it'll pick it up. These parts of the column are from (3 AD). So this is a marble statue of a lady that comes from the 1st or 2nd centuries AD. They think it was probably one of the marble statues on the road into what was the time Tarragona, which was what the Romans called Tarragona before it was named Tarragona. Unfortunately, we haven't got ahead, but this is marble. And again, another one of these impressive tunnels. So they have a statue of the she-wolf and Romulus and Remus from Rome. I'm not sure if it was Romulus who killed Remus killed Romulus, and then obviously created Rome. So you can get to this part from the outside, but you need a ticket to get up these stairs here. Wow, what a view. You can go even higher. Oh, here we go.
So they replaced the temples by the cathedral dome, you know.
So this is now what it's like compared to what it was. You've got the
And then you have the circus, which
got the walls.
in comparison to the size of the city, it's like so big.
This is
Started to make some buildings, in fact,
this is the circus here,
curve
but inside
working behind.
it's from medieval times. So they was building houses inside the circle,
So where we are,
or the circus. Coming up. But what a view from up here. The main port. You've got ships waiting to come into the harbour. And what a view. What a view. You've got the temple in the background, which is from medieval times. There's a small Roman tower to the left of that.
what is that? Yes. You went there.
What's that? What's that? So this is Tarragona's main bus terminal. You'll get off the bus and come through the terminal. There's a cafe here. So if you are travelling by bus to Tarragona, then you basically come through the terminal and come out the other side. And in front of you, you'll see a huge roundabout. What you want to do is basically come out of the terminal towards the roundabout, and you're taking the street there, which is Rambla Nova. And Rambla Nova will take you down to the historical part of Tarragona. We made the mistake of going the other way, but that is definitely the quickest route, and also the quickest route to get back to the bus station. You could be more adventurous like we was and go down that street, but I'm suggesting you go straight down La Rambla Nova, and that will take you to exactly where you want to go.